Individual differences in human functioning. Human variation in psychological, physical, and behavioral characteristics is both obvious and inescapable reality. It is recognized from the time of human civilization. The formal philosophical treatment of individual difference in intellect, integrity, and motivation. The scientific study of how and why people differ in systematic way is known as the psychology of individual difference. It seeks to understand how the inter and intra-individual differences in psychological characteristics interact with environmental affordances and demands to produce differences in a variety of personal, work, educational, and social outcomes. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe this channel, do watch other videos in the channel, share it with students and those who love learning psychology. Thank you. What are individual differences? The variations or deviations from the average of the group with respect to the mental or physical characters occurring in the individual member of the group is known as individual differences. The psychology of individual difference is largely the study of group difference. This study classifies individuals by age, traits, sex, race, social class, etc. And it observes the difference within and between those groups. The physical, mental, social and cultural difference, etc. are being studied under the individual differences. The examples of individual difference include variations in intelligence, motivation, creativity, temperament, and emotional regulation. These differences can impact an individual's experiences in school, work, and personal relationships, and it can also influence their mental health outcomes. Inter-individual differences and intra-individual differences. The inter-individual difference, it refers to the variations between individuals in a particular characteristic or trait. So inter means in between. So the inter-individual difference study the variation between the individuals in a particular characteristic or trait. These kinds of differences are considered the difference which can be measurable. The inter-individual difference are called the variations in physical structure, mental level, emotional factors, personality traits, intelligence, motivation, and social attributes in two or more of the individuals. For example, a person can be measured by the weight and the variation in their growth, along with the kind of temperament that the person possesses in comparison to another individual. Next is intra-individual difference. Intra means inside or within. So the intra-individual difference, it refers to the variations within an individual in a particular characteristic or trait over the time. These differences can be due to various factors, including the changes in circumstances, the experience or mood. Examples of intra-individual difference, it includes variations in the mood, cognitive abilities and behavior over time. The traits are compared with another trait of a person himself. For example, a person who is highly intelligent can have poor academic performance at a school. Here, one trait, that is the intelligence of a person, is compared with another trait, that is the poor academic performance of the same individual. Another example can be a person who is physically healthy but does not have higher intelligence. So here the physical characteristics of an individual is compared with his own intelligence. That is intra-individual difference. Let's see the types of individual differences. There are many different types of individual differences in psychology. It includes personality traits. It is the unique pattern of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that make up an individual's personality. It includes extraversion, agreeableness, openness, neuroticism, etc. Then intelligence. It refers to an individual's cognitive abilities. It includes their ability to learn, reason, solve problems, and adapt to new situations. Cognitive styles. It refers to the unique ways in which individuals process and organize information. The examples of cognitive style include analytic versus holistic thinking, verbal versus spatial intelligence, and field dependent versus field independent processing. Motivation refers to the driving force that influences an individual's behavior, including their goals, desires, and needs. Emotion refers to an individual's subjective experience of feelings and affective states such as happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. Temperament refers to an individual's innate patterns of behavior, including their reactivity, adaptability, and mood. That is how they react to a situation or how they adapt to a change. Then learning style, it refers to the unique ways in which individuals prefer to learn and process new information. The examples include the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning. Factors that contribute to individual differences. There are many factors like genetic factor. It influences many individual differences such as intelligence, personality, and physical characteristics like the color, eye color, height. Certain personality traits have been linked to specific genes. Environmental factors such as the quality of one's home, school, and neighborhood can have significant impact on their individual difference. The experiences such as stress, trauma, and exposure to toxins can also affect individual difference. Cultural factors such as beliefs, values, and customs, it can influence individual difference. Like the individualism versus collectivism may impact an individual's level of assertiveness, independence, and social orientation. Then developmental processes such as brain development and maturation, it can also contribute to individual difference. For example, brain structure and function can affect cognitive abilities and emotional regulation. Learning and experience can also contribute to individual differences like exposure to different languages, cultures, and experiences can influence cognitive ability, personality trait, and behavioral outcome. Why individual differences are important or why we need to study these individual differences? Because we need to understand the human diversity. The individual difference, it helps us to better understand the diversity of human behavior, cognition, emotion, and personality. By recognizing and studying individual difference, we can appreciate the richness and complexity of human experience. Then predicting behavior. Individual differences can help us predict how individuals are likely to behave in different situations. For example, knowledge of an individual's personality traits or cognitive abilities can help predict how they will respond to a given task or challenge. Then tailoring interventions. Understanding the individual difference is important for designing effective interventions and treatments. By recognizing the unique needs and characteristics of individuals, the interventions can be tailored to maximize their effectiveness and outcomes. Then personal and professional development. Awareness of individual difference can also help individuals better understand themselves, their strength and areas for growth. This self-awareness can facilitate personal and professional development, leading to more fulfilling and successful lives. The career and organizational benefits. Understanding the individual difference also benefit organizations by promoting diversity and inclusivity, the facilitating effective communication and improving team performance. So in several ways, studying individual difference help us a lot. Now let's have a quick recap on what we have learned about the individual differences in human functioning. We have learned what is individual difference, then what is inter-individual difference and intra-individual difference, then various type of individual differences, and what are the factors that contribute to individual difference and why we need to study the individual difference. Hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe. Thank you and keep smiling.